Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket. And today, I'll be doing what I do every night. Try to take over the world in Empires and Allies. Empires and Allies is Zynga's entry into the mobile strategy genre, like Clash of Clans or Boom Beach before it. The game actually started out as a social network time killer, and in 2011, before the big Zynga crash, it was actually the company's biggest release. The game's been since given a facelift, and over the past few months, this game has been beta tested in Australia. The game is set to launch shortly across the globe, so we thought we'd jump in and get a head start. The game plays basically as you would expect it. You boot it up and you're shown your base that you've built. I've already gone through a few levels already, and you pretty much just are in command of a small army, and so you can build new buildings and get new units and train them up and upgrade buildings and upgrade units and that sort of thing. And then over the course of time, these buildings produce resources which you can collect. So we see here I've got these sort of like money boxes things, so I'll hit those and collect those, and oil. I'm producing oil. I don't know if that's the best message. Maybe I should be producing solar, but who am I to judge the game? I am someone who can judge the game, by the way. It's my job. So if we look at these units here, I'll click on this. So I have various options. I can upgrade them. If I click this, I can upgrade the units to level 2, or I can change the units so I can add more or sort of change the way in which they operate. I might just upgrade them, so you can choose to either use time, so it'll upgrade in 30 minutes, or you can just pay gold. I'm gonna pay gold. You do actually start out with a chunk of gold, which does let you sort of start upgrading things and getting new units straight away, and it's quite a decent amount of gold. It's actually, some would say, the perfect amount of gold to get you hooked into the game, just to the point where you go, yeah, I've spent sort of 15 minutes doing this, I'd like to do this. Oh no, wait, I've run out of gold. What am I gonna do? If only there was a way I could get more gold. Well, friends, there is. But what is the point of getting all these units and upgrading all these buildings and collecting all that delicious black Texas tea, if not to go kill other people with it? So I'm gonna hit the world map, and here we get into the meat of the game. And it is more like a strategy war game than previous Zynga things before it. And here I seem to be invading small countries that should be easily wiped out. So this seems to be a level 2 mission. I'm level 5, so I'm hoping this will be fine. So scout. But we're not gonna scout, are we? We're gonna kill. And this is all part of a campaign. The game is designed that you can eventually take over the whole world, but you definitely should start picking on guys smaller than you at the beginning so that you can easily win those fights before you know, take over England or something. And it's not just the game that you're playing against, you can actually go and start attacking other players, and that's really where the game will find its longevity, that you will just constantly be attacking friends and people all over the world. Okay, so this base is ready to be taken over. There are guard towers, there are 3 guard towers along here, and then that main building with the wall around it is what I need to ultimately destroy. So let's send in some peeps. Battle begins in 4 seconds. Now the game works off using action points. So there's the little American eagle down the bottom right corner, if there was any confusion as to what kind of country you are. And you get a certain amount of points that you can then use for actions. So right now I have 3 points, which is enough to bring in an airstrike, but not enough to bring in what seems to be a bigger airstrike. So we'll just do a smaller airstrike first. So I'm gonna take out, I think I'm gonna take out this middle tower, because that's where they're really gonna hammer me. Tower comes out, I get 2 points for that, and I'm gonna start deploying my units. So I will throw them down, tap a deploy zone, which is over here.
Let's go, Rangers!
And I'll throw those guys down as well. So these are my field units in. They're gonna start just automatically attacking whatever they're sort of closest to, but I do have this flare here. So if I throw this flare down, which costs 1 action eagle, then it will direct the units to that location, and then they, so you can focus your attack down. It's fine here where they're just attacking the things like the oil fields. It's all oil. Seriously, this whole game is about oil. But if they get closer to this tower over here, then they are going to start getting attacked. So I can preemptively get them over there to start taking that down. So the plane's flown over, dropped a flare, now my little soldiers are going in and they're taking that tower out. We're gonna lose some guys, but that's the price of war. And then once that tower is out, I can now safely attack the giant base. And just for fun, I'm just gonna throw down a bigger airstrike, which seems to be a missile, which I can actually direct with my finger, and it's exploded everything. And so we won, just by pure force. We basically put in a ground invasion, brought in multiple airstrikes, and then hit them with a missile. And there were like 6 people in that base. Do we feel good about ourselves? Yeah, I think we do. Look, the game is basically Clash of Clans, but while Clash has that sort of cartoony stylized look, this game is going for much more of a realistic style, and we actually spoke to the devs about the reason behind that change.
Some of the influences on Empires and Allies are people who've worked on Command & Conquer games before, and you'll see that in terms of the explosions and the actions and what we call balanced high, a lot of features that way. You'll also see it in areas like the command points. That was something that we put into Command & Conquer Generals, which continues the momentum of the battle.
Players were really looking for a modern military game. We talked to people and we knew that this is what they were looking for. And we like to say that we want the units to feel like they're toys in the sandbox. They're things that I want to touch and I want to play with, and they look real, but they don't look too real.
We're creating a game that players familiar with modern military strategy games on the PC can come to and play and have a whole lot of fun when they play on mobile and tablet.
But look, if you're looking for deep strategy, this is not the game for you. And in fact, this isn't really the platform for you. You're on PC, you stick on PC. The games are there. This game, if you've ever played any of Zynga's other games, if you've ever played any other mobile game, you know what this game is. This is not a game that you play. This is a game that plays you. It's very much designed to just tick things in your brain to keep you looking at that screen and hopefully at some point investing a bit of money in the game. If you go into it knowing that and having played some of these before, this is going to be fun. But if you're looking for something deep and complex, might I suggest Goose? He's sensitive and mysterious. And fun. NichBoy out. I'm not going to play this anymore.